afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining in on this webinar.
On the webinar, I am Melissa Ixnicius, and I'd like to welcome you guys to our iGiveCatholic What It's All About webinar. On the call, we have Josephine Everly, who's our Chief Operating Officer, Corey Howitt, who's our Executive Director, and once again, my name is Melissa, and I'm the Gift Planning Officer for the Catholic Foundation of the Archdiocese of New Orleans, but I also was the Project Manager for iCatholic in 2016. So, and we hope we provide you guys with all of the information and more that you may need about iGiveCatholic. So what we're going to discuss in this webinar, we're going to talk about our challenges and opportunities the Catholic Foundation of the Archdiocese of New Orleans faced in 2015 prior to iGiveCatholic. We're going to talk about giving days in general, and we're going to give you a little bit of data and results about iGiveCatholic in 2015 and 16, let you know what we're working on now and our goals for 2017, and give you information on how to join in with us on iGiveCatholic this year and beyond. Starting with the history in 2015, early 2015, a group of us got together to discuss some of the challenges both the Catholic Foundation of the Archdiocese of New Orleans and our Office of Stewardship and Development were having. Catholic Foundation, Josephine Everly, who's our Director of Gift Planning at the time, found that there was a lack of trust between the parishes, schools, and ministries and the foundation. She and other staff members also found that few people in the Archdiocese knew what the Catholic Foundation was, both inside the Archdiocese, in the community, and beyond to the greater community. One thing that we always found when introducing ourselves as working at the Catholic Foundation is that we were constantly being mistaken for Catholic Charities for the Archdiocese of New Orleans. And although a great organization, our missions are very different. We struggled with trying to communicate that to our constituents. For the Office of Stewardship and Development, which has since merged with the Catholic Foundation, some of the challenges were lack of fundraising capacity for most of our parishes and schools and some of our ministries. Additionally, as we end of rolling out an online giving platform, we were finding resistance to online giving by both the organizations, parishes, and donors. And finally, we were lacking in data from the organizations and on our donors of the Archdiocese. And the data we lacked did not allow us to make informed decisions. And it also affected the Plan Giving partnership the Foundation launched in collaboration with the parishes and schools. Without a donor database, it's difficult to work on Plan Giving strategies. So those were some of the challenges we were struggling with. Some of the opportunities we found, we realized that we could really use those opportunities and build upon them. So we had the ability as the church to connect giving to a greater spiritual motivation. We found that schools, parishes, and ministries wanted to support, to help raise money for the missions, and they needed that support, and that some of them even participated in secular community giving days to help with their fundraising causes. And as a foundation, we sought new and exciting ways to engage our donor-advised fund holders. So together, Corey and Josephine developed an idea reflecting on the challenges and opportunities. Give Catholic on Giving Tuesday. They kind of got together at a coffee shop and wrote their idea out on this napkin that you see there on your screen and presented the idea to our executive director at the time and other key staff members, and from there the concept was developed. iGiveCatholic on Giving Tuesday. We changed it from simply Give Catholic to give it a more donor-centric message. So iGiveCatholic on Giving Tuesday, a giving day to promote a culture of Catholic philanthropy that empowers ministries and raises awareness of the Catholic Church in your community. The banner at the top of this page shows the 2015 website banner and marketing design. This was our first year in 2015, and it marketed the marketing that we created centered around the city of New Orleans. And the reason the banner was our cathedral was because we, using a photo and not having to do additional graphic design, helped us maintain our financials. We spent a lot of money on the building out of the website and working with Kimbia, so we only had enough for graphic design to do the logo of iGiveCatholic. And after the success of 2015, and hearing from other dioceses in our area, we realized that this was really an opportunity that other archdioceses and dioceses around the country could also embrace. So with the onboarding of additional dioceses in 2016, we rebranded to the look you see today on the website. The iGiveCatholic branding uses Matthew 13-21, the feeding of the 5,000, and we use that to demonstrate to our Catholic community that little is much when God is in it, and what we give is multiplied by God. In surveying our 2016 participating organizations, we actually found that 96% of the 2016 iGiveCatholic partnering organizations felt that Catholic messaging was important or very important to their donors. So we were really happy to see that not only was the messaging around the Catholicity important, but it also resonated well with the organizations and the donors. So basically, we wanted to kind of do a big picture of what is a giving day. Giving days are typically 24-hour-long campaigns hosted by a community foundation to raise money using a single platform. The marketing, engagement, and communication around the Giving Day unites a community around the local causes, and it's a great way to connect donors to the organizations and their needs, as well as introducing donors to online giving in a fun way. We're also an exciting platform through which organizations can raise awareness in the community about their mission. So we were looking to achieve all of those points, so we thought a Giving Day was a perfect fit for what our goals were. Giving Days also benefit and host organizations. So we found many benefits to the Catholic Foundation here locally in New Orleans and the Archdiocese as a whole. And the Knight Foundation conducted a study in 2015 and found that these are some of the long-term values of Giving Days. And again, 2 years later, I can say that the Catholic Foundation and the Archdiocese of New Orleans has found all of these benefits to be true. We've established credibility and trust, both with participating parishes, schools, and ministries, and our donors, new donors that we've identified. We've captured new donors and supporters both at the foundation level and at the organization level. So we engage people towards the Catholic Foundation, but also our organizations found new donors through iGiveCatholic as well. And we have some data points on that later on in the presentation. We've begun to engage younger donors, which for the Catholic Foundation, it's around the age of 50 and 60 years old. Our parishes, schools, and ministries now call on us to help them build their capacity and work with their donors. Before iGiveCatholic, we kind of had to reach out to them and ask them. We really, kind of sell our services to them, even though they were free and we are at their service. It was very difficult to kind of get that conversation going. And since iGiveCatholic, they've actually reached out to us. And we're also sought out by donors in the community who want to learn more about the charitable organizations in our archdiocese, because iGiveCatholic, they found they found new organizations that they hadn't previously heard of through iGiveCatholic. So they reach out to us now and know that we're a leader in getting that information out there. Why a day for Catholic giving? Giving days are successful, so what changes when you create a Catholic Day of Giving? Blackbaud recently released a study that found that faith-based organizations attract the largest percentage of Giving Tuesday donations. It makes sense when you realize that the Catholic Church is a leader in serving the needy, and with such as Hurricane Katrina, and locally that was an event that affected us in New Orleans, we really saw that the church is one of the biggest responders to what the needs of the community are. So it makes sense that faith-based organizations receive most of the Giving Tuesday donations. The Knight Foundation also tells us that Giving Days attract a broad range of donors. As you can see from the graph, over 70% of our 2016 iGiveCatholic donors were in the 50 to over 70 age range, which is exciting because usually online initiatives are embraced and supported by younger age individuals, the millennials. So we were loving that age 50 to 70-year-olds really supported the Giving Day, and we have some more information about our 2016 demographics. We also find that both our donors and participating organizations had a fun time promoting online giving and participating in iGiveCatholic. The Knight Foundation also tells us that staff time required to launch online campaigns is decreased by 50 to 80%. We found that, again, to be true in our Giving Day and important for our organizations because, our parishes, schools, and ministries don't have the resources to employ a full or even part-time fundraising staff. So that was a key element for our Catholic Giving Day. Why Giving Tuesday? So we know that Giving Days and Catholic Giving Days work, and asked us, why Giving Tuesday? Because Giving Tuesday is a global Giving Day movement, getting media attention and spotlight is easier than if it was a day on its own. The timing of Giving Tuesday, being the Tuesday after Thanksgiving every year, promotes philanthropy. You have Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday. Giving Tuesday is that counter-narrative to the consumerism that aligns with our Catholic social teaching. It kicks off the charitable giving season and does not conflict with Give Local America in May. That was one of the big pieces for us here locally in New Orleans. Give NOLA is a Give Local America Day, and it's in May, and a lot of our organizations participate. So we want to make sure not to have to choose between the two because they're both really great giving days. So we thought aligning it to Giving Tuesday provided that opportunity. And one of the more exciting pieces that we're hoping that will further our visibility in 2017 is the Catholic Foundation and Corey Howitt, our executive director, namely, has already initiated conversation with Giving Tuesday, the national organization started by 92Y in New York, about a formal partnership with iGiveCatholic. So we're excited to see where that leads us. Last year, they often shared our postings on social media channels and increased our visibility for our Giving Day. So we're really excited to have their support in this. So iGiveCatholic 2015, we're in our third year, but we wanted to share with you guys our results and what we've learned in years 1 and 2. So in 2015, we raised over $1.3 million, and the National Catholic Register picked up our story, and we were really excited to be featured on their website, and they said that it was one of the most successful Catholic crowdfunding events in the country in history. So we were really excited to see those results, and and that quote that I have there is really exciting because it notes that even in New Orleans, which as Anthony Pineda notes, is not an area that has a reputation of having major wealth, we were really able to put ourselves on the map, being a highly philanthropic and Catholic community. So we were really excited for that, for the results. And after we ended 2015, we realized, one of the big metrics is we need to evaluate. So we wanted to make sure what we were working on was the right way to do it, and what our plans were working well, and if there were anything that we needed to change. So we had 18 parishes, 20 schools, and 23 ministries respond, which in all three categories was over 50% of our participating organizations. So we're really happy to get that response. And we asked questions about timing, training, the marketing tools we provided, and the prizes we provided. So some of our key survey learnings were that the participating organizations found that iGiveCatholic trainings were valuable, in particular the communication and marketing tips. One of their favorite tools that we provided them with was the social media marketing timeline, which kind of gave them a step-by-step guide as to how to promote and when. We also felt that the Catholic messaging to the donors was important, and our marketing tools provided the good Catholic messaging. So again, making sure that our donors know that it's a Catholic Giving Day, and supporting with that. Additional survey learnings, we found that staff time dedicated to iGiveCatholic was on trend with national data. They spent hours total working on the campaign and directly communicated to their donors 3 to 4 times, which aligned with the social media timeline that we gave them as well. So we knew that they were using those tools. We also found that the organizations used the marketing toolkit we provided them, and they also took advantage of making their own unique marketing approaches, which we were really excited to see. And one piece of data we found most exciting in 2015 was that the number one outcome of iGiveCatholic was that the participating organizations had fun promoting their Giving Day to their donors. We saw a lot of exciting types of marketing avenues that we hadn't thought of, most notably an iGiveCatholic Because video. And in the first year, it went viral, and again, in 2016, the videos were a huge hit, and many of our donors commented that they really loved seeing those short videos on why people give Catholic and short videos on what they were giving to. So still reeling from the excitement and success of iGiveCatholic last year, so we're going to walk through what our results were for that and what we learned out of the surveys we conducted recently. So iGiveCatholic 2016, together with 5 other dioceses in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas, we raised over $1.8 million. And learning from 2015, we implemented new initiatives such as Advanced Day Giving, where donors could schedule their gifts in advance. And we really saw that was a big piece that was being supported by our donors, and they really appreciated that opportunity. Not only did we see a rise in donations, iGiveCatholic donors came from 45 of our 50 states and 5 countries. And again, we were also trending on social media channels with all of the participating organizations and donors using the iGiveCatholic hashtag. So again, we're really excited, and we hope this year we make it to all 50 states and even more countries. So again, just like the grumpy cat face, we did more surveys, and that's kind of the face I had when Josephine, my COO, came to me and said, "All right, we got to do surveys." So that's the face I made to her. But they really are such a valuable tool and can really help us make informed decisions. In 2016, we surveyed our dioceses, the 5 participating dioceses, our donors, and the parishes, schools, and ministries. We had 42% of organizations, 670 donors, which is an amazing response considering that the survey we asked them to complete was very long, which is not the best approach, but we really had a lot of data we wanted to mine from them. And we had all of our participating dioceses respond to our survey. So we had, for those of you that don't know, the Diocese of Austin, Diocese of Baton Rouge, Diocese of Biloxi, Diocese of Houma-Thibodaux, and Diocese of Jackson participated in iGiveCatholic last year, and they all completed our survey. And what we found was that 100% of our participating dioceses felt that the messaging of the Catholic messaging was appealing to their donors. They felt that the marketing tools messaged the spirit and importance of giving, and they would recommend participating to iGiveCatholic in other archdioceses and dioceses. And they do plan again, obviously, if they are recommending, they are planning on joining us again in 2017. So we're really excited about that. Some additional survey results found that they were able to increase awareness and help build capacity for their participating organizations. They told us, and this was an important piece for us in continuing to launch iGiveCatholic in other dioceses, they found that 6 months is the optimal timeline to implement iGiveCatholic at the archdiocesan or diocesan level. We'll get into that later in the webinar, but for participating this year, June is when you'll want to start launching iGiveCatholic in your diocese or archdiocese. And we asked some optional final thoughts from our participating dioceses, and they told us that it was an amazing experience and it brought awareness of the many projects happening in their dioceses and received great communication from us, to which we reacted like that adorable turtle on the screen. We were very excited that they loved all of the whole part of the experience. All right. So in 2015, we did not survey donors. We were really excited about the results from our 2016 donor survey, trying to get into the heads of the donors of iGiveCatholic. First of all, the majority of our 2016 iGiveCatholic donors were white females between the ages of 50 and 79, and 28% of our donors were under the age of 40. The action data from our surveys was one of the most exciting, especially in New Orleans when we're working with parishes to provide online giving as an option to parishioners. So as you see there, 40% were first-time online donors. 18% were first-time ever donors. And as first-time ever donors, 13% had heard of the organizations they donated to but had never funded them. And then we had 6% of first-time ever donors that said that they hadn't even heard of the organizations that they funded before iGiveCatholic. So again, getting that awareness out of the new organizations or the organizations that donors hadn't heard of in the past through iGiveCatholic is a great tool. And then 37% of our donors had never given charitably through an online platform before. So really excited to see that piece of data as well, because again, that's going to support everything that we're looking to achieve in iGiveCatholic. Then we have our donor survey results on how they received communication about iGiveCatholic, and again, how they informed others about iGiveCatholic. So as you see here, they received, most of them heard about iGiveCatholic from an email or newsletter. Many of them heard from a parish bulletin. That was a piece that we really pushed this year because we realized that parishes having an active audience at the end of Mass every Sunday is a great place to put in the information, to announce it and put it in the bulletin. 22% heard from diocesan emails, so that would be from communication from the archdiocese or diocese level. And then 18% of them heard from social media. What I find interesting is that after they gave and heard about it, they informed others. And we wanted to know what avenues they informed others through. That 85% of them informed others through conversation. So again, it's that grassroots marketing campaign that we're really working with, and it's really working for us. And we found that 38% of them told others via social media. So that's an important gap that we're looking to close for this year in 2017, is that only 18% of them heard about social media, heard about iGiveCatholic through social media, but then they were communicating to others 38%. What we're seeing is that we really need to push out the social media marketing to our organizations, because that's how their donors are not only receiving information but also communicating to others the information. Additional donor survey results. The online experience, we're really happy that 93% of the online donation experience was rated as either above average to excellent compared to other online credit card transaction experiences. We're really happy that Kimbia is working with us on making it as user-friendly as possible. 99% of the donors would participate again, which is an amazing statistic considering the amount of donors we had. 90% of them, we wanted to know about their financial thought on iGiveCatholic. So 90% of them went into iGiveCatholic knowing that they had a budget and they stuck to it. And then out of the ones that did not stick to their budget, which is obviously just 10%, 9% of them gave more than what their budget was. So it really, that tells us that iGiveCatholic, once they go to the website and start reading about the other organizations, it really motivated them to give more. And 88% said the $25 minimum was just right. So we have a few organizations participating this year that, said they maybe thought that $25 was too high, and we wanted to check that with our donors, obviously with our constituents, with the people that are using the website and using iGiveCatholic. And we found overwhelming 88% said that it was just right. So we're continuing with that minimum. Prizes, we found that many of the organizations are not putting either the prizes or matching gifts, but when we compare that to the donor data, we find that it's important to them. When they do hear about it, it's important to them about the prizes and matching gifts. So that's another gap we found, that when you have prizes and matching gifts, it is important to communicate that to the donors because it's important to them when giving. Those pieces are on trend with national data as well. So 2017, we're really excited about what we're working on, and we will share with you where we are now and what our future plans are. So in 2015, it was just us, and we had a great time, but we love, the more the merrier, as they say. So in 2016, we had our 5 partnering amazing dioceses, and this year we would love to have you be a part of the movement as well. And I'm going to go through kind of what our goals and where we're working on towards that will look like for you. So our goals moving into 2017 are the same as before and include results that we have seen locally in New Orleans after initially launching iGiveCatholic. We're promoting a culture of Catholic philanthropy by footing the bill up front and providing iGiveCatholic as a free program to our organizations. Our ministries are trusting us, and we're building our relationships with them. And at the Catholic Foundation of the Archdiocese of New Orleans, our parishes, schools, and ministries, as I mentioned, are calling us now when they need guidance with fundraising or working with their donors. And then our donors are actually coming to us asking for more information about the ministries of the Archdiocese and asking us what are some ways that they can support them, and asking us, I want to support this cause. What organizations in the Archdiocese have, support that cause? So not only do our goals align with what we've seen, but they also are our goals for your organizations, your archdioceses and dioceses. What we're working on now. So to continue achieving our goals and seeking continuous improvement of iGiveCatholic, we're currently working on the following items. We are creating a 501c3 for iGiveCatholic, and it's going to be a bishop-led initiative because we really want to put this in the hands of our archbishops and bishops of the church. We're providing new platform features. We're expanding our training programs and our webinars. We're implementing strategies to include diverse populations and geographies. We're expanding our personalized marketing assets, and we're also in communication with ICSC and NCDC to provide consulting opportunities at those conferences this year. They're a little late to provide actual training for iGiveCatholic, but we do want to be there to support and provide any additional consulting that's necessary while you're launching iGiveCatholic this year. So where we are is we are in the process of working on platform improvements, and platform features that we're currently developing include site enhancements so that donors can find their archdiocese or diocese easier, and diocese-specific auto-generated thank yous. So this past year when donors gave, they received an email from iGiveCatholic, and it was a thank you email from iGiveCatholic umbrella as a whole. We really want to be able to provide diocese-specific auto-generated thank yous to the donors so that, again, they get another touch from your organization, your diocese, and start building that relationship from that moment. And we're working on those features. Additional technology features that we're working on is having, and some of these items, actually all of these items were available this past year in 2016. We had personalized web pages for our participating organizations, and we found this very important and necessary because we have here in the Archdiocese of New Orleans, and I'm sure we're not alone, we have many schools, elementary schools, and some parishes that don't have websites, dedicated websites. They have the landing page on the Archdiocese website, but they don't have websites to express their own mission and information. And so having personalized web pages through iGiveCatholic really helps them get their mission out, which again was the #1 fun way of participating in iGiveCatholic. And if you go to iGiveCatholic now, that stays on the website even after the giving day is over, their information, their mission statement, and any photos or embedded videos that they decided to add to their personalized web page. This year and last year as well, and in 2015, Kimbia allows an embedding capability. So many of our organizations, especially our ministries, have large donor databases already, and they may not have wanted to bring them to the iGiveCatholic website specifically to give through iGiveCatholic. So there's an embedding capability that you can take the copy code of iGiveCatholic and add it to any website, and the donation form will populate on that website. So that was used by a lot of organizations that didn't want to confuse their donors about having to go to another website to give. They could just embed the donation form on their existing website and have their donors there. One question that we had at the webinar yesterday that I wanted to add for today is donor information. The donors that give to your diocese or archdiocese through iGiveCatholic are your information only. It is complete confidentiality. The Archdiocese of New Orleans or iGiveCatholic does not use that information. They do not gather that information. Information is just yours for you to use in building your relationships with your donors and your organizations. This past year, we offered an advanced day giving opportunity, and that was really embraced. And the way that worked is donors scheduled the gifts, so their credit card was not charged until iGiveCatholic on Giving Tuesday, but they were able to schedule their gifts in the event that they were out of town. They knew they wouldn't be at the computer, or if they're forgetful and just wanted to schedule their gift now and not have to think about it on the giving day. And again, the website is mobile friendly, iPad, all of that friendly. It conforms to whatever tool you're opening the website on. So it's really easy for people to give on their phone if necessary, if they're on the road. So what to expect from us? So by partnering with iGiveCatholic in 2017, we are promising to deliver all of these items you see here on this page and more. A website that there's your archdiocese and diocese and its participating parishes, schools, and ministries. So as I mentioned, that's something we're communicating with Kimbia now on and making sure that it is user-friendly to the donor to be able to find your diocese or archdiocese easily. We're working on training. We want to make sure that the training and the designated staff who will run iGiveCatholic in your diocese or archdiocese, we want to train them to make sure that they have the tools necessary to train your participating organizations. It's the trainer model, and we did this last year, and we're continuing to work on improving this next year, and using webinar capabilities, because I know that a lot of our archdioceses and dioceses cover a large amount of land, and sometimes it's not easy to get face-to-face with your participating organization. So having training not only in person but through webinars is something we will deliver for you. Informational packets to share with your parishes, schools, and ministries. So packets are going to be segregated by parishes, schools, and ministries because the information in them differs a little bit. Parishes, we're calling them to inform their parishioners via the bulletin and add announcements, whereas schools use technology such as school messenger, school reach to reach out to their constituents. And ministries often have their donor databases where they reach out separately as well. And the donors that they reach out to are different groups as well. Schools have their alumni, the grandparents, the parents, that parishes and ministries may not have. So the informational packets you share with your parishes, schools, and ministries from iGiveCatholic will be specific to those different organizations. This year we also introduced a university toolkit as well, because we had many universities participate, Catholic universities here in New Orleans participate. So we had a different one for them as well, because theirs is the way that they work is a little different as well. We have marketing toolkits and assets, and a lot of this you'll find on our iGiveCatholic website now if you want to take a look at them. And we're continuing to add to the amount of toolkits and assets that we have now, and continue to allow them to be very editable for the organizations to use and edit easily with their information. Single assistance and support. We're always available. This is our third year doing this, and so we have been able to support the organizations as well as the diocese and archdiocese leaders in making sure that they have all the questions they have answered before starting the giving day. A sponsorship packet is also something we offered to our organizations, our participating archdioceses and dioceses last year, and that's to raise money for your giving day for local prizes and incentives for your participating organizations. I know that sometimes organizations have good relationships with some of the businesses in the area, so reaching out to them and giving them a layout sponsorship packet to attract resources is a great tool to have. And as the archdiocese or diocese leaders, reaching out to media outlets to get the word out about iGiveCatholic in general to the community is a big part of how to increase the awareness. And so we're going to share with you some press kits that you'll be able to send on to your media outlets. And what we expect from you. So complete the following registration requirements. So if your archdiocese or diocese would like to participate in iGiveCatholic this year, we have a commitment form. The participation amount is $3,500 per archdiocese and diocese. And Josephine, in addition to the expectations that we're delivering to you in the previous slide, Josephine Everly is going to go over some additional what those funds additionally go to. Signature by your archbishop or bishop is required. That was one of the questions we asked on our participating diocese survey, and really having the leadership and the guidance of the archbishop or bishop of the dioceses there is a big piece, because there are leaders and they really gather the community together. So having their approval is a big piece of it. Obviously, participating in iGiveCatholic training sessions and check-ins is a big part of needing to be able to deliver what I mentioned previously to your organizations. And then promoting, as I mentioned, promoting iGiveCatholic to your parishes, schools, and ministries, and then to the community. So sending out those informational packets to your organizations and promoting it to the media outlets in your community. Additional expectation is inclusivity. We really want you to agree to open participation up to all Catholic entities in your archdiocese or diocese. This is a really exciting and fun event to bring to your archdiocese or diocese, so having it open to all of those organizations that are part of your community, all of the Catholic organizations that are part of your community, is a really big piece of driving the success of iGiveCatholic. And just some expected results. So I've covered a lot of this, but I do really want to go over what you will see you are participating in iGiveCatholic this year. Recognition and trust. So the Knight Foundation has said that nearly half of nonprofits and donors heard about host foundations for the first time through giving days. And we see that locally here in New Orleans. I just pulled this up from our survey data, but 35% of our Archdiocese of New Orleans donors in 2016 had never heard of the Catholic Foundation before iGiveCatholic. So that's a huge number of people that we are still getting our message out to of the Catholic Foundation through iGiveCatholic. Promoting sustainability is a piece, and Giving Tuesday as the umbrella organization has experienced double-digit growth over the year, and just seeing our growth with adding on those 5 additional dioceses and the growth we saw from 15 to 16 was amazing, so we have no doubt that we will continue growing as well. Unrestricted dollars, as we all know, raising those unrestricted dollars is not the easiest for our organizations, and iGiveCatholic being a crowdfunding event, an online giving day, those are unrestricted dollars that they're raising. They can restrict it to a project if they would like, and that helps with the marketing. But again, any dollars that they receive are unrestricted according to the donor. The donor cannot ask them to put it towards anything in particular unless the organization itself has delineated a use for those dollars. Capacity of your ministries. So online giving, as I mentioned, it's a new thing for Catholic donors and organizations. So building the capacity of your ministries to promote online giving and promote annual giving is a big piece of iGiveCatholic. And giving is a big part, but also planned giving. So not only of the donation form for iGiveCatholic asks if the donor is interested in plan giving. So on the form, they're putting in their name and their credit card information, and at the end it asks a little check mark question saying, are you interested in plan giving to these organizations you're supporting? So it goes back to building the capacity and building the viability into the future of these organizations by creating prospects for plan giving through the online giving form. Then enhanced ability of ministries to market their mission. So marketing their mission by using the tools that we give them, which represent the best practices in marketing, is a huge part where they can take those pieces and continue to implement them even after the giving day. And then requiring them to thank their donors in 7 days, which is part of their requirement to join iGiveCatholic, models best practices in donor stewardship. So those are some of the iGiveCatholic expected results by participating that you'll see in iGiveCatholic if you participate this year. Here in New Orleans, and I know that the participating dioceses last year have seen. And that is the end. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up for questions. And what we're going to do is, if you have any questions, please put them into the chat, and I'll be answering those with Howitt here. And Corey, are you on the phone?
We are, along with Josephine Everly.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we've got Corey and Josephine on the phone, and if any of you guys have any questions, please type them in.
So people go online and make these donations. How do we get those donations into their
Repeat that.
I think it was something about how the online donations will then be given to the participating organizations, if I heard that correctly. The organizations that participate in iGiveCatholic receive their donor information via an online portal that they access, and it'll be a link, and it populates as a Microsoft Excel document. And they have access to that once they sign up for iGiveCatholic. They have an online portal that they'll log into and receive that information. That's also the portal that they will go to for their embed link and their profile data to update that when necessary. You can't. Sometimes the audio on these kind of calls is a little difficult. So if you have any questions and you want to send them via chat, I can read them out loud. Who does Catholic reach? Long-time existing donors or new donors, and the percentage breakdown. We had donor choir in our donor survey. We asked if the donors were already participating to the organization that they donated to, or if they were a new donor. And we went over that a little bit on the PowerPoint, so I don't have the exact percentage in front of me right now, but Josephine Everly, our COO, is actually going to release a case statement that's going to dive deep into all of that data and information. And I don't know, if Josephine, if you want to add any information to that.
Or would your Catholic charities participate? I think it was our whole.
Yes, local Catholic charities did participate. And every year they have an annual giving campaign. And the first year they participated in iGiveCatholic, they actually reached their goal prior to the deadline, the earliest that they ever had reached their goal in history. By participating in iGiveCatholic. So that was a big incentive for them, and they're a big proponent of ours. And last year, the participating dioceses all had their Catholic charities also participate. So it is, being the Catholic charities is often the program leader of Catholic programs in our dioceses. They all participated and really supported iGiveCatholic. One of the questions I got on chat is, how do the funds collected get distributed? Does each diocese set up a specific account in which it's received? So, Josephine or Corey, do you guys want to touch on this?
repeat that question, Melissa? I apologize. We can't see the questions in our chat feed.
Yeah, it's how do the funds collected get distributed? Does each diocese set up a specific account when it's received?
From an accounting standpoint, that would be the best approach, to set up a pass-through account. So the diocese or the foundations, if we have foundations on the call, will set up a fund or an account, and what you'll receive is one payment along with a report designating the distributions, and then you just have to turn around and do those check distributions on your own. The majority of the dioceses that participated this year chose to do it that way. It's the way that I would want to do it. I would want to be the one communicating with my organizations for the pass-through, and we think that's the best practice.
Thank you. Any other questions? Well, after this, we've recorded this, and after this, we are going to send you some information if you do want to receive additional details about the partnership and how it all works. I did mention, Josephine, in the presentation, so the fee is $3,500, and obviously we have all of the deliverables, what they expect from us, but can you touch upon the other pieces, such as graphic design and the website build-out, that money will go towards as well?
Sure. Actually, as you can imagine, the $3,500 is a de minimis contribution to just cover the expenses of the website build out to represent your diocese, training materials, and then the administrative effort in terms of the processing of checks and the reporting. Of course, on the donor's end, there are some online fees associated with utilizing the platform, and then they have credit card fees. But the only cost to your dioceses or foundations is that flat $3,500.
We worked out the budget, on our end, and since we started iGiveCatholic, the Catholic Foundation of New Orleans has spent a significant amount of money with Kimbia and developing all of those marketing and graphic design materials. So we're really excited to share those pieces with you. And somebody wants to know, will you be sharing presentation slides? Yes, I can share those with you guys, and we want to be able to share that and additional information, kind of like a 1 or 2 pager about what a partnership will look like. So for sure, yes, we will definitely be sharing our presentation slides with you guys. Looks like those are all the questions, but again, everyone, y'all have the email address info@iGiveCatholic.org, and you can always email Josephine, Corey, or I separately to our email addresses that I will share with you guys after this if you have any follow-up questions, and we really appreciate you guys being on the call. And Corey, any additional comments, anything from our Executive Director?
We just want to thank everybody for the opportunity to be able to spread this. As Melissa so well was able to kind of describe, this is a very organic movement inside the church. A lot of times we get caught behind trends inside of the Catholic Church, not only in our giving, but just in general. And in process, that's sometimes just not necessary. We hold the truth, and we do have the beauty of the church with us, but we need to be creative and really being able to get out there and spread the Word of God, spread proper giving, context and stewardship, but also in the work that we do, how we can overlay into the secular world by celebrating what we do, not in a way that it's false humility, but really in this way of like saying, you know what, we are Catholic, and what we do really transforms the world in front of us. And so we appreciate you being willing to kind of open up to this opportunity, and really hope that you join hands with us as we move forward together as a country and as a faith. So thank you for being on the call, and let's end this with everybody with a quick prayer. So we just ask you to bow your heads. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity to be able to meet, for the gifts of the church and the gift of our lives that we are able to commit to bring others to Christ. May we always do that, now and always. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Thank you, everybody. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Y'all have a blessed day, and please contact us for anything that you may need. Look forward to working with you.
Thanks.
Thank you.